Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Those that don't know me, my name is Nigel Rowley, and for the last 3 years of my life I have had the privilege of being the chairman of this amazing organisation, Mackerel International. And they have been something of a roller coaster over 3 years, as I will explain as I go on. Today is the 17th of May 2020, a day which I anticipated would be a day of celebration, a day of exhaustion, and a day of satisfaction. The day following the last day of my chairmanship of this organisation, but more importantly, the day after the ending of the Mackerel International 2020 AGM, which we were to have had the pleasure of hosting in London. But for reasons of which we are all more than aware, that's not happened. It will happen. We will be back. London will see you all again in 2021. But in my last hours and last moments of being chair of this organisation, I just thought I'd take you on a small journey to show you how we, the Mackerel International family, have become the leading international organisation of its size and type in the world. And to do that, I have to go back in time. And I go back to a period in the mid-80s when I qualified, or actually to be strictly accurate, I became what we then called an articled clerk in Mackerel & Co., a London-based firm of solicitors that had existed since about 1845. I became an articled clerk. I subsequently qualified into the firm. I subsequently became partner, became managing partner. But the purpose of telling you this story is to set out the origins of Mackerel International and how we came to where we are today. And to tell you that story, I have to remind you of some really, truly great inspirational lawyers who sat in this chair in the past. And just in passing, I say this chair, anybody who saw my Brexit videos that I did 4 years ago, yes, 4 years ago, may remember the view as I sit at my kitchen table, as I do on this last day of my chairmanship. Mackerel International was formed back on the 1st of May 1987 under the auspices and the inspiration of my then senior partner, long since retired now, Michael Slorick. And Michael had the vision. He had the vision that legal services would change and that as they changed, the world would change with them. Michael was chairman from 1987 until 2002, a phenomenal period of time in which amazing things happened. And the organisation grew, it expanded, it became the starting point of what it is today. And that is, in part, thanks to those who have led from the front. And I have to give you the names of these inspirational people from whom I have taken over. Jay Seaman started in 2002, finished in 2005. Leon Peters from the Netherlands started in 2005, finished in 2008. Marty Harper, Arizona, 2008 to 2011. Gunnar Häggkvist from Sweden started 2011 until 2014, and then followed, and finally, up until my time, with Michael Connolly from New York, who started in 2014 and ended in 2017. These individuals are, as I say, truly inspirational, and I have taken a lot of what I've achieved in my career from things that I have learnt, not just from them, but in part from them, but also from all the extremely talented and good friend lawyers that I've made during my period as chair of this organisation. So we come forward, and to me the crucial meeting, the meeting that defined my future in this organisation, was Hong Kong. May 2016 it was, and by that time I had sat on the International Committee for a number of years. I had chaired the membership committee for a number of years, and Michael Connolly had been chairman for 2 years. Now, unfortunately, as many of us know, Michael's health at that time was not great. So I was voted in as chair in 2016, due to take over the chair position itself in 2017. But things didn't quite work out like that. Michael was not at his strongest, and I'm very glad to say that his health has fully recovered. So that's a really, truly amazing situation. But he wasn't at that time, so my time as chair sort of started earlier than I had ever really intended it to. This is an amazing organisation. I keep using that word because there are no other words that you can use that sum up the group of people, the group of friends, the group of lawyers that we truly are. So I take over officially in May 2017, and I had a vision, and I don't want that to sound in some way political or religious, but I did have a vision, and my vision was that by the time I finished, May 2020, we would have over 100 firms within our network. And we do. We're at about 104, I haven't counted this week, but we're at about 104, and that is down in no small part to those leaders that I have already referred to. But it's down to 2 other people as well. Many, many years ago, I forget how long ago, I had the privilege of introducing to this organisation Clive Mieville, who went on to become our first managing director and to do genuinely superb things for this organisation. An inspiring character, a very hard-working character, and a person who took us on probably the hardest part of the journey that we went through. And I was extremely pleased to take over as chair, knowing that Clive had my back. But like a lot of things in life, it didn't quite work out as planned. And I vividly remember a lunch that he and I had. We used to lunch regularly in London in about 2018, I suppose it was, when he told me that sadly Yosette, his wife, was suffering from some health complications, and he wanted to step down as managing director in order to look after her. And again, I'm pleased to say she's made a complete recovery, which again is just amazing. But that was a bit of a shock. I don't mind admitting that was a bit of a shock. To go from being in a position where, as a lawyer myself, as managing partner of my own firm, as a litigator of 20, 30, whatever we are now, 35 years, to suddenly find that the backstop that I had in the sense of the managing director that Mackerel International had was not going to be there anymore. So we regrouped. And thanks to, again, 2 amazing people, and I do not apologise for using that word so often, Merrill Edwards and Elaine Lister in the headquarters, both of whom, without whom actually this organisation would simply not exist. We regrouped and we strategised with the assistance of David Ettinger, who then in the incoming chair position, and we got on with it. We simply got on with it. And Clive was still there. Clive was still supportive to the extent that he was able. We started to interview for the new managing director. I interviewed, I think, probably about 10 or 12 different people. All sorts of different characters from other organisations, from business, from all sorts of backgrounds. But it was about a year before our new managing director, Keith Heddle, took over the reins in May of 2019 at our Bangalore meeting. So it was a tough year. I don't mind admitting it was a tough year. To run a firm, to do the legal work, and to ensure that the international network, with its various problems, difficulties, complexities, and people, was able to continue to move forward, was a challenge. But we got there. We absolutely got there. We killed it, to use that phrase. Keith Heddle came on board May 19, and from my own personal point of view, boy, am I glad that he did. He's a superb guy. I didn't use the word amazing then. He's a superb guy. He's got so many bright ideas. He puts so much effort into this organisation. He is, I'm hugely pleased to say, entirely responsible for where we are today in these difficult and troubled times. the ideas he comes up with, the projects that we've started, the way that we have bound together as a family is just something that we should all be incredibly proud of. But that comes back a step. It comes back to the people within this organisation. And I could list them. But there was a comment on one of the Mackerel International videos that we've created over the years. And the comment came from Howard Levine in Portland in Oregon. And Howard said he'd made some of the best friends of his entire life in this organisation. And I can do no more than absolutely echo that. When your back's against the wall and the jobs need to be done, Mackerel International friends, Mackerel International lawyers will always be there to support you. And this is the family. This is the Mackerel International family that Keith now speaks so strongly about. I leave this organisation as chairman. You haven't got rid of me, don't worry, I'm not gone. I'm in the past chair position for a further year. But equally, my own firm in London and Birmingham in the UK, of which I remain managing partner, is going in leaps and bounds, in troubled times. And that, leaving this organisation where it is, knowing that under Keith Heddle as managing director and David Ettinger as the new chairman, and can I say, I'm incredibly proud to be a friend of David's and be a friend of David's for so many years, leaving this organisation in their control, knowing that we will move forward. Even in these difficult times, we will move forward. We will move forward together. We've got each other's backs. We will do the work for each other. We can solve everybody's problems. That's what we do. We're lawyers. We solve problems. We will move forward together. So I leave you on this sunny Sunday in 2020, after what should have been an amazing week of money can't buy experiences in London, knowing that we will meet again. It won't be long. And until that time, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for the support that you've given me in the chairman role. And I thank you all for everything that you've done for me to support me and to support yourselves, your friends, other people in this network. And I say, stay safe, stay well, and we'll meet again just as soon as we possibly can. From England, from London, thank you very much indeed.